absolutely. The goal at the end of the day is to make it to the stage 2 playoffs. And, the first seed would be nice, but just making it to the playoffs, having the opportunity to fight for that was an extra $500,000. Such a massive opportunity for all the teams here in Division B. But look, let's quickly look back at the series real quick. That game 2, it was all Rise Nation. The first search and destroy we saw on Valkyrie, 6-2 victory. So if you're United, hopefully you don't have that same result here. Turn things around just a little bit quicker, but there's got to be a lot of momentum behind them after rattling off 2 convincing map wins in a row.
Very convincing wins, especially that last hard point. I was completely wrong. Now, I am curious to see how United react. Of course, the spawn's a little different here for defensive teams on St. Marie.
I think you're going to see a bit more airborne, maybe. Yeah, RCDs has airborne on.
But you have to think, right? Obviously, people say, well, they're used to this. But, well, no, because now you have a stun and a nade.
Yeah.
It changes things just a little bit. And you've seen defensive teams so far, with this spawn, at least on St. Marie, kind of say, well, I'm a little worried. I don't just want to fly into B. You don't get there first anymore. It's very, very risky how you approach that B side.
And it's a complete B stack for United. They pushed right into the bomb site. First blood already being made, but there's TJ who responds. 1 grenade, 2 kills, as that shifts the man advantage in favor of Rise Nation.
And just as you think United have done a good job of stacking the site and getting control, 2 players weak. TJ picks up an early pick, and to my point,
at least the bomb's down.
I guess, right? At least the bomb is down. But again, if you want to run airborne to get in the site, that's the risk you can really run if you don't have Hunker on. But fellow Narcites, still alive, 2v3. This is possible because of your point. They know bomb is down. They have it right in front of them.
Fellow gets stunned up behind the bomb site. Need here to follow up. He's got Hunker, so should be safe. Peppers in some shots. Now it's going to be Slasher, the little bait and switch, but keep an eye on the flank. It's TJ moving around behind enemy lines.
And no armored scope, so they may actually hear him here. So he has to be careful. Right about now, you want to see him just aim in and slowly walk. Slowly but surely. Shots go in, and Arcides was ready and waiting. The 2v3 swiftly turns into a 2v1. Gunless last man, 15 seconds, and Fellow takes care of business. A good first defensive round from United.
Yeah, that was perfectly played there by United, just holding the crossfire. Fellow having trust in his teammate to watch the flank. It's a big kill for, I believe it was Arcides to make there, taking out TJ on the flank. And United is essentially a blind counter to kick things off. They all stack inside the B bomb site, and the crucial kill they get is on that bomb planter. They take out Looney, the bomb gets dropped. Rise Nation are now forced to commit into the bomb site. They had utility to work with. They had the man advantage, but it just wasn't enough in the end.
I would love to see United first round of attack go away, because you're expecting a B push.
You can see the...
Just call me a prophet. Prophet Benson sounds pretty good.
I like the sound of it.
Pretty good. And the reason behind that, of course, is because if you Rise, you're expecting the B push to come through, because it's now a little more 50-50. By United doing this, you're creating such a big curveball. The smoke comes through to get the cross. Bomb should be going down. Lovely first round on attack here from United.
I thought maybe there's a chance there for a stick. Persini lives through the grenade. Great smoke grenade as well to block off the cross, but kills not being exchanged. Winds up being a 2v2. RCDs and Clay going up against TJ and Looney.
TJ drops down mid-map. Just being a little coy for now. Clay just jiggle peeking back and forth. RCDs get some information on TJ, so they know where one player is. Clay's in a gunfight with the other one. It basically comes down to, can you win your 1v1s? RC switches to the sub. He wins his. Clay should know. Looney by green tower. Looney's going to push up. Clay should take care of business. He's very, very weak. It is a 2v1. Bear that in mind.
Hello.
That's a wild Clay there. The trade doesn't come through because RCD's rightfully so playing the time. That was the key there. Bomb is going to explode. United with a 2-0 lead, and I love what I am seeing here on St. Marie in the first 2 rounds.
Dude, we hear it. They're getting fired up, especially after that round 1, and for good reason. You talk about that CTF, a 5-2 convincing victory for them. Then they absolutely wiped the floor with the Rise Nation in that London Docks hardpoint, and now they're riding the wave, moving into the St. Marie Search and Destroy. 2 rounds played, 2 rounds won for United, as they're looking to complete the reverse sweep.
Yep. And I believe that's 2 rounds as well where they didn't get first blood. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they got blooded in both of those. But quick trades do come through. As United looking very good here on St. Marie. Love what we're seeing as now Rise Nation. They go back onto the attacking side. Or my mistake, it was 1 first blood each round. But again, very early trades either way, so it doesn't really matter too much. As we start on board with Fellow here at the early moments of this round, but already Rise. They're just going straight for that bomb.
Yeah, and it's weird to see this because Looney's like the only player actually inside the bomb site for Rise Nation. Everybody else setting up a perimeter and playing for the flank. Obviously, the bomb's planted for back ammo, so that's the position you want to hold. But you have defensive smokes here for United. They're going to set up for the retake.
I think a big reason behind that was they didn't get any hit markers with their stuns, right? So they basically say, I don't think anyone's here. Just even get the bomb down. They were worried about anyone potentially going for the flank, but United, instead, they're going to try and use the smokes to retake. And here's a lovely, lovely view. Fellow and Persini are both there. Looney should be the first to die. Nope. Looney Prestini just sat in the corner. Prestini ran straight towards him, and all of a sudden now, 2v4.
And you got no time.
The essence, it's just not going to happen. I think, if I'm honest, I think United thought, see if Rise are going to try and do the strat we just did. See if they're going to go away, because they sent a lot of resources over to that side of the map, and with that defensive spawn, you can't afford to do that because you will give up the B site. It's so difficult to try and read what the team on the attack is going to do.
Yeah, and Arceus is actually going to let that bomb explode at the end of the day. He does have 340 total points, so decent progression, but you're also feeding extra points over to Looney, so it's a tough call to make. Either way, it was a 1v4 situation for him with 10 seconds remaining. It's an unwinnable position at that point, but Rise Nation, they stopped the bleeding for the time being. They put up their first round of the board. Now let's see if they could carry it through. Of course, RC's on that 3 spree. They're going to give him bomb. It should be United attacking that B site.
And the good thing is, if, let's say, Looney doesn't die the next couple of rounds, it's very, very easy to lose track of his actual streak progression because, you know,
Up the scoreboard, he's got 2 kills.
Two kills, 2 deaths. You're thinking, oh, he can't be that close. Whereas in reality, very close indeed. But a good first blood and follow-up kill for E United is, it's a, what, 4v2. Bomb is being planted. It's a 4v1, fella. I don't know about that. Okay, calm it down. Calm it down. Whenever we see people shoot buddies, not very nice things happen.
And now it's all down to Slasher. It's a 1v4 situation for him, and unfortunately on St. Marie, there's no place on the map that you could like jump into water or just end your life so that you can end the round, but he's gonna get spotted here by Fellow. Fellow had a big round, but he can't finish the kill here on the Slasher. And now keep in mind, since Arceus planted the bomb, if you let this explode, it's just gonna feed more points over to him. Prestini aiming around. Yeah, they do spot him. I think
he doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to kill him. He's trying to pepper him up so Arceus can try and find a kill. Unfortunately, though, Arceus is no man's land. And honestly, here,
let it explode.
Just let it explode. If you're Clay, let him kill you if you have to, because Arceus will get those streaks.
Well, you could kill him right about now. You see Arceus just spin around in circles. Glide bomb earned, and Slasher will actually pick up the kill into Clay. So Slasher does find 3 in the round.
It is worth mentioning. I got a lot of respect there for Prestini because you spot him, you put a couple of shots in, and you know you're getting the call out. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. But you're just so you're in that zone where you're like, oh, but
I want to kill him.
I want to kill him. Let me kill him.
I want to boost my stats.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that S&D KD. But overall, another good round and great use of intelligence, which is what we love to see coming out of United.
Oh, 100%. You love the COD IQ there. But as we move into round number 5, United starting to build a lead, up by 2 rounds, and Clay switching up the pace, bringing out the sniper. We see TJ near the middle of the map. Clay's going to spot him, connects with the shot, responds to the first blood coming in as Fellow fell. We also, Arceus now has that glide bomb to use if they want to retake that B bomb site, and this is a change of pace from Rise Nation as well. They give the bomb over to Slasher because he got 3 kills previously. United need to shut him down.
And bear in mind, Arceus hasn't died, so they will know he has at least a glide bomb in his back
nice
pocket.
shot.
When Clay's shooting like that, wonderfully done. If Prestini gets a hit marker here, honestly, you may just see the glide bomb come straight through.
Yeah, Slasher gets stunned up. They want to isolate Slasher. I think they see him going into ammo. Looney gets out of dodge, so the glide bomb doesn't get anything done. At least backs him up out of the site as United can fight inside the bomb for a reposition.
Oh, but you hate to see Prestini fall there. You would have loved to see them trying to utilize the glide bomb timing with a retake of site control at B. Ultimately, Clay misses the first shot. Arceus is, of course, still alive, but 4-0, working towards further streaks. Definitely going to want to try and bait Clay out a little bit here. Smoke goes through, he spots Looney. Honestly, as I said about Clay, I'm baiting for Arceus so hard here.
Yep, 100%. Gets the SMG in his hand, so that's going to help out a bit. Arceus just fall, but here comes Clay. He finds one, can't get the second. It was so close in a round where E United had the information. They knew both players were inside that B bomb site. The glide bomb, though, doesn't get anything done, and it's a smart class swap from every player on Rise Nation. They all throw on Mountain because they knew the glide bomb was in play. Fortunately, I don't think you earned the streaks from Slasher, but you burned the streak on the United, and you get a round win.
And it is worth mentioning, as soon as Slasher got stunned, he actually turned around. He knew exactly what the play was. He gets stunned, he doesn't keep pushing up towards the site, turns around, makes it to ammo, stays alive. So just those mere seconds could have been the difference between falling there and potentially losing that round or staying alive. But it is still E United 3-2 up. Play still with a sniper rifle. That's mid-street. We hit those. TJ gets away with his life.
Opportunity was there for E United to find the first blood, but now things are going to slow down a little bit. As you have the sniper rifle, you try to work this first blood. Just spot TJ again.
TJ's not going to peek that again.
No, definitely not safe to do. I mean, snipers, especially on the offensive end, they usually always go over towards top line. But as Prestini peeks on in towards this B bomb site, he's not going to spot anything. Smoke grenade now to give him some cover, and Slasher's going to push on in and try to take position behind the radio tower.
And I love this. So what United was doing was trying to bait out an A rotation, right? They were playing super slow. Instead, what resulted in happening was Rise sent a ton of resources over towards B, so they try and swap over towards the A site. But the problem is, there's a gunless set ready and waiting for the push, TJ for the support, and what was just a wonderfully thought out plan crumbles before your eyes because Gunless is able to stay alive at Green Tower, get a couple of kills, and now we're all tied up.
Yeah, Wild Gunless appears and shuts down 2 players from E United as they try to push into the bomb site. He even winds up getting the 3rd there in the Bronze Star kill cam. Solid stuff from Rise Nation as they've done a phenomenal job about rebounding in this game. It was all E United early on. Clay was hitting his shots, Arcedes has streaks, and now we're all tied up, I believe.
If you're Clay, put the sniper away. You know, you had a ton of success early on in the game. You didn't have it out. Yeah, you've hit a couple of shots, but I just think it's unnecessary at this point. You don't need it. You are having success without it. Go back to that. Revert to what was working so well. As speaking of doing what works well, Looney once again just makes his way straight into the site. Says, lads, I'll try and get this bomb now.
And, you know, they had the players tagged up on the bomb site, so they wanted to commit to the fights, but Rise Nation were set up. They were ready. Looney's going to find the 2nd kill in the round as it's all down to Clayster. A 1v3 situation for him. Looney and Gunless combined for a 6-3 together. Looney will get shut down. Clay's the last man standing. Makes it a bit more of a manageable position on 1v2, and he's certainly capable of clutching these out.
The only issue he has here is obviously making a lot of noise. Bomb's just being straight away planted. Now, if you're Clay, you should anticipate both players to be in the site. Makes it a 1v1. Clay looking for the 1v3. Oh! It could have been magical. He found a couple of shots on Slasher, but it wasn't to be. Rise go from, to be honest, losing pretty heavily here in the search and destroy to now having the lead.
And the rough thing about Clayster going for that jump peek, right? He wanted to jump and then look over like that top red sign to see where Slasher was on the site. But after you fall, you lose some mobility, so he wasn't able to like peek for information and then get out of harm's way. Unfortunately, Slasher just in the perfect position, right behind the bomb. After Clay got the free kill on the Gunless. At least you shut down streaks on the side of Rise Nation, but the United now find themselves down in the search and destroy.
Yeah, this is a huge round, and they're on the attack as well. They've been a little slow over towards the A site. They haven't really flooded into B at all, so the first time they do it, Rise probably have no clue. And look, Rise have respected the A push so heavily. 2 players there, 1 player top middle, only Looney at B. Bomb goes down. Realistically now for E United, this is just find that first pick. If you get that first kill, you should win this round.
They're trying to coordinate nades into the bomb site. Looney also has a smoke. I think he just deployed it into the bomb site. Now Slasher peeking over that red sign. The flank is also covered by E United. Its first blood comes in. Looney falls. Slasher here trying to re-challenge. Looking for a trade while his teammates are working along the flank. You have TJ to follow up in through top red. Shots being fired. Maybe a missed opportunity there for Gunless, but the kills, they're going in favor of Rise Nation. Challenging it to the bomb site. It's Slasher. He falls. It's all down to Gunless.
And it's worth mentioning, as soon as Gunless threw that nade out, the crucial kills were inside the site. They needed to come in because Gunless had that player dead to rights, and I think it was Clay actually just darted straight back in the site. He said, guys, forget flank for now. Let's win this gunfight. Focus on these gunfights coming from top mid and their spawn side, and we'll win this round. And it's exactly what happens. E United tie things up 4-4. It just seems fitting that this would go the distance to around 11.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a wild ride so far throughout this series, and now it's coming down to these final few rounds. A back-and-forth search and destroy game leads us into round number 9, all tied up. 4 rounds apiece. It's going to be Rise Nation on their offensive round.
I'd love to see him hit A.
Yeah,
I would.
Good change of pace.
Seems like that's what they're going to do.
Every round they've gone B for a quick plant.
Exactly that. And now you could catch E United completely out. United, as soon as you get full control, you should be like, all right, go. The smoke grenade comes out. That's full information. Clay gets a couple of hit markers. He needs to be careful not to fall here. His life is huge. He's just come through. I love that. The nades timed perfectly, but Arcedes just drops, so now you have a 3v3.
Okay, Pristini now to enter into the bomb site, just looking for an avenue of attack. You see around the long flank, it's going to be Fellow working towards that second hard point, just checking things out. Could come up right behind Gunless. We're certainly not expecting this at this stage in the round. This is going to be a free kill.
He's got to be quiet, though, and ultimately does find the pick, of course, armored energetic advantage of United.
And keep in mind, Fellow and Pristini both have nades to use. Clay also has a concussion, so they could coordinate onto somebody who's maybe going for that bomb plant later in the round. And as TJ goes for this plant, it's all to Slasher to cover all these angles.
Do they expect the plant to go through? They have them pinched, and now it just comes down to, can Rise set up here and find a pick? It looks like United, they want to go straight through mid. Fellow, of course, can come from his spawn side. Players are going to be spotted. Pristini falls. Clay was able to find one. Slasher 1v2. Has Clay weak. Covers his angle. Not enough, though. Fellow challenges. And a nice retake from E United. They now put themselves at match point.
Because they don't see the early pressure over towards the B bomb site, they save their utility towards the tail end of that round. And really what changed things up was Fellow going for that long flank around that second hard point. He finds the free kill on the gunless, and it just changes the pace of the round as United with a chance to complete the reverse sweep here in round 10.
I really thought Gunless was just going to turn around and hear him. Armored, energetic, of course, the class that Fellow rocked, but he didn't. Ultimately, United win the round. Match point. E United in what would be a massive win against the likes of Rise Nation, and really could cement themselves at playoffs. It was too early to say. They have to play everyone twice, and they are still in the first week, but a good first blood from Prestini.
He's going to commit. He's going to push forward. You have him tagged up, but you lose the fight. Fellow, he's here for the trade, but he makes his position known as this round slowly starting to crumble.
Oh, no.
Out of reach for United. Slasher finds his second kill of the round, 11-5 scoreline. Clay's going to peek out as well. He falls.
Don't need to do it. Yes, you have him weak, but you have first blood. You have sight control. Just get the bomb down. Yes, a 4v2 would have been lovely, but you just get the bomb down. Force Rise Nation to come back at you.
Yeah, overcommitting to that challenge. A bit of an anti-play coming out of the members of E United. Although you like to see that they are following each other up, I just don't agree with that play call. Like you're saying, you have control of the site, get the bomb down, back up to ammo, and win the round.
It's better because traditionally they wouldn't follow each other up, so they've improved a little bit, but still, that just doesn't seem like the right decision. And now we head into a round 11. E United on the attacking side, and honestly, this round could be over very, very quickly. It looks like we're going to have a bloodbath over towards B. E United want to hit it. Looney's first into the site. Can he find the gunfight? TJ gets first blood. Prestini and Arseny's there to trade. It's a 3v2 in favor of E United. Slasher still alive. Gunless, the other side of the map. Slasher peeks. He falls, and Gunless, it'd be fitting if he could 1v3 his old teammates.
Yeah, he's a bit late on this rotation, though. The bomb should get planted here over towards the B bomb site. Gunless tosses out his nade, clears out the flank, and now he's looking to enter.
He may find a pick on the bomb planter. No, not going to happen. There's Prestini, 1v2. Gunless could just destroy E United's hopes and dreams. Actually, still on the site. Plenty of time. That's a nade. Gunless, of course, is using Armored. Playing RC's still in sight.
30 seconds remaining, and he's going to reposition over towards top red.
Oh,
they're not anticipating this.
Oh, this
it's going to be up to RC's behind the bomb. Wait, Clay, do you hear him? Do you hear him, Clay? Gunless is going to peek on out. Clay spots him.
Clay versus Gunless, it's not gonna happen. It looks so close, and you can hear the hype from E United. It would have been such a crazy story if Gunless 1v3'd in round 11 against his old teammates, but it isn't the case, and E United gets such a crucial win against another playoff contender.
Absolutely, the reverse sweep against the best team in World War II. You'll love to see it out of the guys on E United. They are fired up, and for good reason. Multiple members stepping up in that final map. Although they had the chance to maybe close it out a little bit earlier, they get it done in the final round available to them. Well done, and many props to E United.
Now you see Clay and Looney just having a conversation there on the main stage. Of course, we've seen those two at the end of close series before go at it with each other, so no surprise to see it there, especially Game 5, Round 11. But it is worth mentioning, again, we pointed out at the end of Round 10, didn't even need to go the distance, in my opinion. Well, we don't know the end.
Plus, you think about that glide bomb round as well. It's a couple of situations that could have went a little bit differently, but in the end, you get the job done if you're E United. You had a couple close calls throughout the series, but this is such a massive win for them. You know, as you look ahead in the division as well, it's just big things coming from E United.
You just need them to have a solid next week,
yep.
Right? If they can have a consistent week, you could really be looking at solidifying yourself in that top 4. But again, a massive win against Rise Nation. I mean, I honestly didn't expect that. I'll be honest, I'll be the first to say I thought Rise were going to come out maybe 3-1. You give United a map here and there. But the last two, or sorry, the third map and the fourth map we saw, E United looked fantastic in the Game 5. Of course, they clutch up in round 11. For now, though, we can send it down to Jess for a PlayStation Instant Reaction with Clayster.
Thanks, that's right. We do have Clayster here coming off of that awesome reverse sweep. So what do you think went wrong during those first 2 games?
Well, the first game, I think I didn't play too well. I started off like 1-7, and I still think we could have won at the end, but the timer ended up running out. We made a couple bad plays, and then the second map, Valk S&D, I honestly just think that we weren't as prepared as they were on that map, and so those first 2 maps kind of didn't go our way, but, you know, luckily enough, we maintained composure and won the CTF, then won their best maps, London Docks Hardpoint, and then took it to a Game 5 where it went round 11, and finally we clutched up in a Game 5 round 11 when it mattered.
And speaking of that London Docks Hardpoint in particular, you guys were absolutely frying. Why do you think you were able to take that map so easily?
I think our practice on that map is like really good. We've improved at that map rapidly over the past month, and I think it's probably one of my best maps. And I played really well on the map. I think the whole team played really well. We were rotating, well enough together. And I honestly just think they weren't ready for us to like compete with them on their best map. And so when we started getting ahead, they started getting a little frantic.
All right, and then finally, you did just hand Rise their first loss so far during this stage of the Pro League, and we saw things getting, really heated. You guys were so excited right after that win. Can you tell us how you were feeling in that moment?
Well, me and Danny had some choice words for each other. He's definitely the sorest loser I've ever played against. I popped off over here after we won, and then he kind of like took offense to that. He's like, best team in the game, you're talking shit about my team. And to be honest with you, it's like, you just gotta like lose in grace, and I know I'm one to say that because I'm a really bad loser as well, but I don't understand why he has to talk to me every time afterwards and like try and come at me and literally like says almost fighting words. So, I respect Danny as a player. He's won championships, and I think he's won 2 this year, and honestly, it's impressive, but I don't take the disrespect, and especially after we win a close series like that. So, good games with them. I hope he doesn't take it personally, but he definitely did.
All right, well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. We'll be right back after this quick break.